Chica's heart raced as his car sped toward the compound. He had been in Lagos for a business meeting when the call came in. His wife, Nnenna, had gone into labor. After 10 long years of waiting, their prayers had finally been answered. His friends had been calling him all day, their voices filled with excitement. "Chika, congratulations, my brother," one friend said over the phone. "This calls for celebration. Drinks are on you." "Ah, this is the best news this year," another added. "I'm heading to your house now." Chika's face lit up with joy. He had been counting down to this day for years, dreaming of the moment he would hold his child in his arms. As his car pulled into the compound, he was greeted by a sight he wasn't expecting. The compound was alive with celebration. Women dressed in colourful wrappers and headscarves were dancing and singing. Chika's mother, Mama Chika, was at the centre of it all, leading the women in traditional songs. Pots of food lined the veranda, and the smell of freshly cooked jollof rice and goat meat filled the air. "Hey, Chika, my son, welcome!" Mama Chika shouted, rushing to his car. "You're now a father of twins. My grandchildren are finally here." Chika's heart swelled with pride as he smiled and nodded. He barely had time to take in the scene before his mother grabbed his hand. Come and see your children. Nnenna has done well. God is good." The crowd cheered as he walked through, his mind already imagining the precious moment of holding his babies. And Nnenna was sitting on the bed, her face glowing with a tired but proud smile. In her arms were 2 tiny babies, their features so delicate. But Chika froze. His eyes darted between the babies, their pale white skin and bright blue eyes stark against Nnenna's dark complexion. "Nnenna," Chika said, his voice low and trembling. "Who are these children?" Nnenna's smile faded as confusion clouded her face. "Chika, these are our babies," she said softly, cradling them closer. "They're our twins." Chika stepped closer, his brows furrowing. "Our twins?" he asked, his voice rising. "Nnenna, look at these children. They are not black. Their skin is white. Their eyes are blue. How can these be my children?" Nnenna's heart sank as tears welled in her eyes. "Chika, I don't understand it either, but I swear to you they're ours. I have never betrayed you." "Stop lying to me," Chika roared, his voice echoing through the room. "Do you take me for a fool? How can I father children who look nothing like me?" The twins began to cry, their tiny voices filling the room. Nnenna turned to calm them, her hands trembling. "Chika, please," she begged, tears streaming down her face. "I don't know why they look this way, but I know they're ours." "I swear it." Chika's face was a mixture of anger and pain. He shook his head, his voice cold and firm. "I don't want to hear it, Nnenna. You've humiliated me. You've made me a laughingstock. I want nothing to do with you or these children." "Chika, please, don't do this," Nnenna cried, reaching out to him. "Let's talk about this." But Chika turned on his heel and stormed out of the room, slamming the door behind him. Outside, the music had stopped. The women, sensing trouble, began to whisper among themselves. Mama Chika, realizing something was wrong, started dismissing the guests. "Everybody, thank you for coming," she said, her voice shaky. "It's late. Let's continue another day." The compound slowly emptied, the celebration ending in confusion. Inside, Nnenna sat on the bed, clutching her twins as her tears fell freely. Her mother and mother-in-law sat beside her, trying to console her. "Don't worry," her mother said softly. "Chika is just angry. He'll come around." Mama Chika nodded, though her face was filled with worry. "Yes, my son will calm down. This is just shock talking." But Nnenna wasn't so sure. The look in Chika's eyes had been one of betrayal and heartbreak. She rocked the twins, whispering to them softly, "Everything will be okay. Your father will love you. He just needs time." Hours later, Chika returned, his steps unsteady, and the stench of alcohol filled the air as he entered the room. His eyes were red, his expression hard and unforgiving. In his hands were 2 bags, which he tossed carelessly onto the floor, scattering Nnenna's clothes. "Pack your things," he said coldly. his voice cutting through the heavy silence. "You and those children are no longer welcome in my house." Nnenna gasped, her heart breaking into pieces. "Chika, please," she cried, clutching the twins tightly. "Don't do this. I've done nothing wrong. These are your children." "Enough!" Chika roared, his voice rising in anger. "Take your lies and leave. Go to whoever fathered those children. I never want to see you again." Nnenna's sobs filled the room, her entire body trembling with despair. The twins, sensing their mother's distress, began to whimper. Nnenna's mother and Chika's mother rushed to his side, falling to their knees in desperation. "Chika, my son, please don't do this," Mama Obiageli begged, tears streaming down her face. "You know Nnenna is a good woman. She has been faithful to you. Please, think about this carefully." "Yes, my son," Mama Chika added, her voice trembling with emotion. "Anger is clouding your judgment. These children may not look like you, but there must be an explanation. Don't throw away your family over something we don't yet understand." Chika's jaw tightened as he turned his back to them. "Mama, don't tell me to calm down," he said through clenched teeth. "Do you see those children? Do they look like me? Like any of us? Nnenna has betrayed me, and you want me to pretend everything is fine?" Mama Obiageli crawled closer, clutching the hem of his trousers. "Chika, I know you're hurting, but sending her away in the middle of the night is not the solution. Please, for the sake of the love you once had, give her a chance to explain." Mama Chika stood and placed a hand on his shoulder. "My son, you have waited 10 years for this moment. Don't let suspicion and anger ruin it." Chika shrugged her hand off, his face twisted with pain. "The truth is already in front of me," he said bitterly. "I don't need anyone to explain what my eyes can see. I cannot accept these children as mine." "Chika Biko," Nnenna cried from the bed, her voice cracking. "Don't do this to me, to us. I swear on my life I've never been unfaithful to you." But Chika shook his head, his mind made up. "Nnenna, take your things and leave. You and those children have no place here." The room fell into a heavy silence as Nnenna mother and Mama Chika exchanged helpless looks. They had never seen him this stubborn, this consumed by anger. Finally, Nnenna, her heart breaking as she gathered the twins and their belongings, the ride back to Mama Nnenna's modest home on the outskirts of Abuja was quiet. Nnenna sat staring at her twin babies, their tiny, innocent faces offering the only comfort she could find amid the storm that had become her life. At home, Mama Nan wasted no time getting things in order. She gently placed the twins in a small cot she had prepared in her bedroom and brought out a steaming plate of fried rice. "Eat, my daughter," she urged, her tone firm yet filled with love. "You need your strength." Nnenna shook her head, her voice trembling. "Mama, I can't. Everything feels so hopeless. I don't even know where to begin." Mama Nnenna sat beside her and took her hand. "Your strength is in those children, Nnenna. Look at them. They need their mother. Start with this meal. Tomorrow we'll figure out the rest together." As the days turned into weeks, Nnenna slowly adjusted to her new reality. The twins' cries and constant care kept her busy, providing little time to dwell on the betrayal of her husband, Chika. But at night, when the house was silent, the weight of his words bore down on her. The pain of being accused and abandoned lingered like an open wound. One evening, as she rocked one of the babies to sleep in the living room, Nnenna turned to her mother, her eyes filled with doubt. "Mama, do you think he'll ever come back? Will Chika realize the truth?" Mama Nnenna sighed deeply, her weathered hands clasped together. "My daughter, sometimes people let their fears and pride blind them. Whether Chika returns or not, you must find peace in knowing your truth. What matters now are your children. They deserve all the love you have to give." That conversation stirred something in Nnenna. The next morning, she decided to take control of her life. She could no longer wait for Chika to see reason or for her situation to miraculously improve. With her mother's encouragement, she began searching for work. The journey wasn't easy. Nnenna faced countless rejections. Employers doubted her ability to juggle work and caring for 2 infants. Despite the setbacks, she pressed on, fueled by her children's future and her mother's unwavering support. Eventually, Nnenna secured a job at a local office as a secretary. Though modest, the job brought her a sense of purpose and hope. Every morning she woke early, preparing the twins for the day before leaving them in Mama Nne's care. Evenings at home were filled with the laughter and chaos of young children and the steady rhythm of a family rebuilding itself. However, the demands of the job soon proved too much. Balancing work and her role as a mother became overwhelming, and the office position didn't pay enough to cover their growing needs. After much deliberation, Nnenna made the bold decision to quit and explore other opportunities. Then an idea struck her, something unconventional but promising. A neighbour mentioned the growing demand for female commercial drivers in the city. With a little training, Nnenna could earn more money while setting her own schedule. Encouraged by her mother, she used her last savings to enroll in a driving program. In a few weeks, Nnenna was ready. She rented a tricycle, or keke, and began her new venture as a driver. At first, the work was challenging. Long hours, rude passengers, and the scorching sun tested her resolve. But Nnenna remained determined. She was earning enough to provide for her twins, and Mama Nne's care ensured the babies were always safe and loved. As time went on, Nnenna became well known in her neighborhood. Her cheerful personality and reliable service earned her loyal customers, and she began to dream again of a better future for her family. Every night, as she counted her earnings and saw her twins sleeping peacefully, she felt a glimmer of hope. Months turned into a year, and slowly, Nnenna found her rhythm. She learned to balance work and motherhood, leaning on her mother for strength and guidance. But the whispers from the past still lingered. Every so often she would catch a glance, overhear a murmur, questions about the twins' appearance and accusations about her character. One Sunday, Nnenna attended church, where she had been nominated for the position of treasurer in the women's group. Just as the announcement was about to be made, murmurs filled the hall. One woman stood up, her voice sharp. Why should a woman who defiled her home hold any position in the church? She asked, glaring at Nnenna. Others joined in, nodding in agreement. How can we trust her? A woman whose own husband left her. She is not fit to lead us. Nnenna's heart sank as tears welled in her eyes. She stood up, her voice trembling. Please, you don't know the full story. I have tried my best to live right, but no one cared to listen. Their judgment was final. The sting of their words stayed with her as she walked out of the church in tears. That night, she sobbed in her mother's arms. Don't let them break you, my child, her mother said softly. God knows the truth, and the truth will always come out. Taking her mother's words to heart, Nnenna resolved to stay strong for her children. She focused on their upbringing, shielding them from the cruel words of others. 5 years passed, and Nnenna had built a new life for herself and the twins, Kamsi and Ebuka. The lively, curious children filled their home with laughter. Though their pale skin and blue eyes still drew stares, Nnenna had learned to brush it off. Her priority was giving them a safe, loving home. But just as she began to feel at peace, something happened that shook her world. It was the twins' 5th birthday, and the house was filled with laughter and the sound of children playing. In the middle of the celebration, there was a knock at the door. When Nnenna opened it, no one was there, just a small, neatly wrapped envelope on the doorstep. Her hands trembled as she picked it up. Inside was a simple white card with a chilling message written in bold letters. We are coming for our kids soon. Nnenna's legs buckled, and she clutched the doorframe for support. Her mother rushed to her side as she read the note aloud. The room grew silent. The cheerful atmosphere of the party had vanished. What does this mean? Nnenna whispered, her voice barely audible. Amaka, her closest friend, took the card and examined it with a frown. It's a warning, she said. "Someone is watching you. Someone wants to take the twins." Fear gripped Nnenna as she pulled her children close. Who could be behind this? And why now, after all these years? The questions hung in the air, unanswered. Nnenna knew one thing for certain. Her past wasn't done with her. And whoever had sent that message was ready to destroy the fragile piece she had worked so hard to rebuild. The clock was ticking, and Nnenna would have to uncover the truth to protect her children before it was too late. Please do well to like, comments, and subscribe to support our growth. Thank you.